All right, we're live here, seventh inning stretch here, Thursday night, April 17th. A lot to get into in the MLB. We'll hit on the National League dominance. Where do the Orioles and Reds go? The Orioles, 2 wins in a row. We'll get into that. What do the Reds do with their manager? Is he the right guy for the job after first 20 games? We'll kind of have some fun discussions. Obviously, our power rankings and diamond notes and all the fun here on seventh inning stretch. Let's get going. All right, like I said, the aforementioned Josh Edwards with me here again. I'm Daren Breyer here. Seventh inning stretch here with you live. Talk a little MLB tonight on a Thursday night. Hopefully maybe get Logan Stone with us here in a little bit. Josh, kind of been an interesting week in baseball. Obviously, after the first two kind of weeks, and then like a week and a half, I guess, but a little bit more than that, you kind of start to get some early storylines, some teams over exceeding, players doing worse than they usually would or better than they usually would. So we'll hit on that and the who's hot, who's cold part of it. A lot to kind of get into today. So we'll keep it moving right away. And the first thing that pops out to me that I noticed is we talked about it after the first couple games because our show was on right after the first 3 or 4 games, I feel like, was the NL West. And we talked more about the Padres, Dodgers a little bit. But, the fact is, when you look at these teams, I have it there as well. These teams they've been dominating.
Ridiculous.
54-23 combined between the teams. I got the standings below on the ticker with it. So other than the Rockies, who are 3-15, so nobody acknowledged they'd be good. The top 4 are just at an incredible pace right now. You got like I said, you got the Padres 15-4, Dodgers 14-6. Giants 13-6, and you got the Diamondbacks 12-7. And it's funny, the worst run differential is the Dodgers at +7. Padres had an incredible +37 to start out the year early. Pavetta has been awesome for them. They look extra pissed from last year losing to the Dodgers, and they're coming out with a little fire this year, which I really like from them that I wasn't expecting. I thought it could go the other way. The NL West, Mr. Edwards, has been dominant along the way. Is the Giants the biggest surprise for you in that dominance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the D-backs are the biggest surprise. Because, at one point we talked about the fact that we thought, they had a chance to do some damage.
Absolutely.
The potential was there. We just weren't sure if they were going to be able to put it together. So am I completely surprised? No, because we both thought this was possible. I just don't think either of us thought it was really going to happen.
Like I said, I picked them to make the playoffs, so I did have a little bit of that. I did have them to go to the playoffs. I had the Padres not making the playoffs, so that was my early kind of thoughts at the start.
But you didn't think they were going to be this. You never implied you thought it was going to be like this.
No, I never thought 15.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I didn't say. And the way they played well against the Cubs, so it'll be interesting when they start battling each other. What the matchups are going to be like. Again, it's not the old division stuff. Where they play over the top amount of times. But the Giants, they did lose today to the Phillies, but they took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. Flores has been awesome for them. It's the offense that's really been the most shocking with the Giants. They at this point they've scored 104 runs. That's more than the Padres and the Dodgers. So that's kind of surprising. Other than the Cubs in the NL, they're tied with the D-backs, who are in a very friendly park, not like the Giants. And the Giants have been hitting. And they've been getting on base more. And I think the Posey part is real. It's he's not the catcher. He has an aura in that locker room. He has history with that team. It's not far removed history from that team. So I think that all plays a factor with the Giants. The D-backs, again, they're starting to heat up again right now with their offense as well. They've had Marte out as well most of this time when they've been playing well. But the Dodgers have been very consistent, even though they did lose a couple series here. But they don't get swept, Josh. They avoid the big losing streak, and then they go on the big winning streak, which is always keeps them. But the Padres have been impressive. They had some injuries. They've had Cronenworth went out. They've kept the pace there. A little scare with Tatis. He survived that. But, man, they look like they're ultra focused to want to win this division from the Dodgers and have that Game 5 at their house. Or Game 7 at their house if they have to play the Dodgers. And I think that's the motivation. Remember last year they lost Game 5 at home, dominated. in the pitching department, and they didn't score a run for like 23 innings, something crazy like that to end the series. And I just feel like the Padres have that mentality right now, and it's driving this force right now of like, we want that home field advantage over the Dodgers. So it'll be interesting if they can keep this up over, the next basically 140 games.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to be the case by any means.
Well, they're going to push each other, though. That's the thing, right? Like, they're probably going to push each other to a great record.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, somebody's going to get worn out. There's no way all four of these teams.
No.
It's just not possible. So some team's going to get ravished with injuries. Some team's going to get tired. And it's going to come back down to two teams. If we get a 3-team show out of this division to end at the end of the season, we're going to be in for a treat, and we better eat it up.
Yeah, because we don't usually
get one of the best division races we have seen in years.
I mean, like, wouldn't that be crazy about some others? Like, basically, like, well, what was it not that few years ago where the Dodgers and Giants, right? The Giants in like 2000, was it? They won 107 games, 2001, and the Dodgers won 106. And the Dodgers ended up beating the Giants in the first round series. So that was probably the last one I remember where the Giants had this incredible season. The first one with Farhan before he got fired a few years later here for Posey. But that dominance in the AL West, or in the NL West, has been impressive. And they haven't just played all week teams. So I kind of look forward to this race, continuing to see what players in these divisions are going to be the big factors. Can the Padres pitching keep up? Ohtani comes back as a pitcher. Like you said, there's going to be injuries. Can the Giants continue to hit the way they've hit and pitch in clutch situations the way that they've been able to? The Diamondbacks, can they sustain some of the injuries they've had early on? Is their pitching going to continue to get better? So there's a lot of questions here in this division as well that makes it really entertaining. So, like I said, 54-23, it's a pretty good start for a division, no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's remarkable how competitive this is this early in the season. Do I really think it's going to hold up? I mean, we'll see. But, I mean,
I think
the
it
Dodgers
does.
are going to be there at the end.
I think it holds up.
I don't know if the Giants hold up.
So they're the team you still question the most out of these four, then, is the Giants.
I'm going to say this. I don't mean it to be mean. I don't want McGurk to get mad at me. This feels very Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, well, can we transition to your Cincinnati Reds if we move on to it? I think they do the Baltimore Ravens. I talked about the Reds. It's a good transition, Josh. You must work with me.
I didn't even know this was next. I knew we were talking Orioles. I didn't realize the Reds were on this docket. So I'm sorry.
Well, because I was listening to our guys, Doug and Jordan, there over at Ohio Sports Talk before he came on, and I was listening to their segment on the Reds, and I kind of thought about this beforehand. And Logan brought it up in our text during the week: is Francona is he the right guy for the job? He mentioned that. I kind of thought it was a little crazy when he said it.
So did I. I was like, what?
But then I listened to a Reds podcast today, then listened to our guys at Ohio Sports Talk. And early on, I mean, the Reds are 8-10, I think is the record right now. I want to confirm that 9-10, excuse me. They lost today when they made 4 errors. Is Francona been disciplined enough? And that's what I think Reds fans were expecting. And they're still having a lot of trouble. That's not his
style.
They're having a lot of trouble at the plate, and they're having a lot of trouble on defense. The pitching has been their saving grace for the most part this year.
Hunter Green.
Hunter Green, like I said last week, I think he's going to be one of the best over the next 5 years. And then you look at the Orioles, and they're on their first winning streak of the year. They've won 2 in a row now. But Brandon Hyde, are they on the hot seat? I don't think Francona is on the hot seat, but I'm just wondering has he been? I still want to give him more time because as a new manager, you really have to fill out your team in regular season games. You have to kind of know who your dogs are. You have to kind of realize who you're pushing and how to push their buttons, how to get, you know what I mean? You have
first season's a wash anyways.
But my point is, like, before you get all sensitive to the division rival thing, I just want to say, like, with the Reds on it. You never get sensitive with the Reds. I still think there's a world where they bounce back here. They do need to figure out something with De La Cruz at shortstop. It obviously seems that that's not his position.
Left field.
I mean, third base even. I don't know what they're doing.
Right field.
Center field, somewhere like that.
Not center field.
Do you think the Orioles, if they were under, let's say they were under 500 come July, June, that Hyde would be fired? Or do you think they give him more rope?
I think they give him more rope because he's had 2 good seasons in a row.
They didn't make the playoffs though last year.
I think you got to give him the whole season. I think you have to. There's so much. There are so many young guys on that team.
Yeah, I mean they finished 91 and 71.
I mean, Adley Rutschman's in what is? Adley Rutschman's in his 3rd season.
He hasn't been good this year.
Gunner's in his 2nd season, 3rd season.
Yeah.
Okay, so their 2 stars they're babies. You gotta give them a little bit of time. That means you gotta give the manager time because these young kids are still learning how to roll with the punches of MLB life.
But do you give him mid-time if it comes to July or June and he's under 500?
I give him the season.
All right. I mean, I think he deserves it.
Unless it's just the clubhouse is gone and if you walk into the clubhouse and you can tell there's a disconnect between the manager and the team, that's we're talking different. If we're just saying, hey, everything seems fine in the clubhouse, everybody's spirits are good, but the team is just below 500. Now, if we're talking they're 15 games under 500 at that point, different conversation. But I mean, if they're just under 500, no, you gotta let them work it out. I mean, if the kids are playing and it depends on how they're losing. Yeah. Now, at this point, are the Yankees 20 games over or 15 games over 500?
I mean, the Orioles. The one thing with the Orioles that I like is that they're only 3.5 back, but that's not bit. They're still at a 3-run, a positive 3-run differential. So that tells me they've been in games. We're blowing games a little bit. But Logan,
84 and yeah. So
obviously we hold on to him. I do think if there's a world where 8-10 games under 500 become the summer, I think there's a world where he might get canned by ownership. The Reds.
I just wouldn't do it. I can see it, but I wouldn't do it.
No, I hear you. I think that's fair.
Okay.
And I think his record kind of deserves a little bit of a little run over the last few years. Basically, they've been over 500 since 2022. And I think he deserves a little rope. But the Francona part will be interesting. Eventually, especially with De La Cruz, what do they do with him? So we'll kind of keep following that along the way with it. We were looking at our power rankings this week.
So I did not look at yours before I sent mine in.
Oh, so we had a few. Yeah, I know. I was like Tigers. I didn't have the Tigers at number 10. I had the Phillies at 10. I still think
the Phillies can't be there because they lost the series of the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are not a good team.
I still have the same record, if not better than the Tigers now. So,
but I got to watch the Phillies. I got to visually. I put eyes on.
I saw them with the Giants this week.
They didn't look good.
No, the pitching was definitely a struggle, but the Tiger. Yeah, all right. I'm not going to kill you for it. 11-8. The Tigers as well.
I thought this would be fun since I didn't look at yours. I thought we were going to disagree.
We did disagree on that a little bit with it, but right now we have the Padres 1, Giants 2, Cubs 3, Dodgers 4. So 4 NL teams.
Is that how you had it?
For the overall power rankings with it, I think I had it as. Let me just double check. I'll make sure I don't get it wrong.
See what I had. That's what I had.
Yeah, no, I had Padres, Giants, Dodgers, Cubs. So I had the Dodgers a little bit ahead. I had the Dodgers ahead of the Cubs, and then I had the Mets ahead of the D-backs in my list. And then, like I said, I had the Phillies there over the Tigers. So we were pretty much on the same page with most of them. Just one or off.
I had Padres, Giants, Cubs, D-backs, Dodgers.
Man, look at the NL there with us though. We have 6 teams in the top 7. I mean, where we
look at the division they come from.
Yeah,
it's a division. It's 4 from the West.
Yeah, 3. Oh yeah, 4. Yeah, you're right. 4. Sorry. And then we have the Cubs.
1 from the Central and 1 from the East. I mean, come on.
West is there. So when you would we would put the Rangers. If we had to add another team to this list in the NL, right? The next, that didn't make the list because it's got to be. Would you take the Phillies or the Brewers? Or what I mean, or just like
Hold on.
It's got to be the Phillies. I mean, they have the right. No, you would take the Brewers. You're back with the Brewers.
No, they're both still -2 run differential. I'd put the Cardinals above them.
No.
Yeah.
How can you do that? They have a worse record.
This is power. I'm talking run differential.
+7. We're not talking like anything special.
It's better than -2.
Well, it's 9. You're telling me 9.
I was just giving you an example. I could put the Reds.
Well, I got to argue back. They gave up like 5,000 runs in the Bronx. That doesn't. They're.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They did what they did. Everybody plays the same schedule now.
Well, but we also know if you win by 50, it's still just one win.
This is correct, but we're talking power.
And
I don't know, man. They're 90. They've got 92 runs for. I mean, the Cardinals have scored more than they have. The Mets have. Wow, the Mets have only scored 76. Okay, so my options were the Phillies. They've only scored 80.
But the eye test, you said the Phillies are still better players than the Cardinals have. And they have a winning record.
Team chemistry isn't good.
Well, they still have a winning record.
It's still good. So I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I don't know. I guess I'd go Phillies.
All right.
It goes against my better argument, but I think the Phillies will be better in the long term than the Cubs. But I think the Cubs have a chance to maybe pull something special off.
They might. They might be able to get something done there. I love the way I'd be curious with some of the other teams that have. If you kind of look at the standings, the Braves, they do get Strider back there. They're 5-13. So they're still trying to find their way here in the NL. Be curious if they can kind of.
What about those Marlins though, man? How about them Marlins, the fish?
And they're 8-10. Lost 3 in a row. That's the only problem with them.
They're better than the White Sox.
They are better than the White Sox. The A's swept the White Sox.
I mean, they're as good as the Astros.
They are.
They're better than the Twins.
But I don't.
Hold on, let's go through this real quick because this is going to be fun. They're better than the Nationals, the Braves, the Pirates, the Rockies, Houston, Chicago, Minnesota, Kansas City, Tampa, and Baltimore.
Oh man, I don't know. I can't. I'm not putting them over any of those teams. I'm not doing that at all. I can't do it to them.
Either can I. They're just better right now than we thought they were going to be.
The Mariners have been kind of picking it up a little bit. They're 10-9 now, so
they're figuring it out. The offense is not consistent, but you're seeing glimpses of it. I mean, Cal Raleigh is just—he's
killing it right now.
I think he's turned. I think I'll find me a new player that I like to watch play baseball.
Mr. Cal, home runner or bust, but not this year. He's been doing a little better with it.
Sorry, buddy.
It's all right. Good to see you. Daily walk off will be Eric. If that's you out there, good to see you. Big Cal. Cal's been on fire. He'll be on my segment here in a minute with it.
Oh golly, I did almost another good transition without knowing it.
You did. So he'll be on there as well. Go M's. Yes. Your M's are playing right now. They swept the White Sox there. So AL West kind of holding its own too. It's not obviously dominant as the NL West, but it's been they're hanging in there, hanging tough.
There's 3 game separation between first and last.
Yep, that's true. For the Soderstrom second MLB, and that leads to a good transition as well. I had him on my league leaders here. 9 home runs for Soderstrom. Who had that on the bingo card? 9 homers. To start the year, more than Judge, more than Mr.
He's got like what? He's the first player in MLB with 3 multi-homer games before mid-April. He also leads the MLB in home runs total so far. Did you say that part? Yeah.
Yep, 9 homers. Got it right up there on the board as well.
There it is.
9 homers for him. Cal, he's got 8. You're Mr. Cal there with it. Judge with 7. So the leaders there in the home run board. We got quite a few with 6 along the way. Wilmer Flores, mentioned there as well from the Giants. Yeah. He leads Major League Baseball right now with 23 RBIs over Judge. Alonso and Tucker having big years to start right now. Alonso trying to even get more money, which I can't blame him for. We talked about that too at the 2. So he's been on fire along the way with it. Judge though batting .412. So we say, oh, this guy's just a power hitter, Josh. No. On base percentage, batting .412. He's completely figured it out in that regard and knows his strike zone. And pitchers are just afraid of him up the wazoo. So he knows how to take walks now.
He ain't that big of a deal, man.
Well,
I struck him out 3 times in the show the other day.
You are missing out. Because live, the pitchers, he's always get on base 4 out of 10 times by hitting. Not even the walks. This guy gets on base. He gets hits. He's an absolute.
Just pitch him up and in, man.
Absolute
music, 2-seam fastball right underneath the hands. Come back with a splitter underneath, low and inside. Hit him with the curveball, low and away.
I'm sure you're right. They probably haven't thought about that yet. O'Neill Cruz has 9 stolen bases on the year. Cole Reagan's out there in Kansas City. Leads Major League Baseball with 34 strikeouts, which is always one of my favorite categories.
I'm rooting for him this year, man. I really am. I want to see him do something special.
He's been good. He's been really good this year. So
I got a player you haven't named yet who's hot.
And then just want to bring up Robert Suarez. Well, this is my league leaders, not who's hot, who's cold.
Okay.
But I got that Robert Suarez leading the MLB in saves as well. So that's a little bit of your update with your league leaders there in Major League Baseball. Soderstrom for sure has been the biggest shocker in that category, right? There's no doubt about it. He's nobody. I did have that one on it as well.
Did you even know who he was?
I knew he was from last year, the year before. I knew he struggled, but he really came on this year for sure. So he did have a good end of the year to finish, but I wasn't expecting this at all from him. So, all right, let me get the diamond notes here. Diamond notes. Josh McCutchen last night gets thrown out here. They got the brawl. We did talk about Aaron Judge, El Capitan for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic as well. With the Rockies, they fire their hitting coach. They're 3-15. Josh, you're right. Hitting coach getting fired in Colorado. That can't be good. That can't be good to start. They did have some road games to start, but Clint Hurdle, NL Central. Right, remember him from the Pirates? He's now he obviously old manager of the Rockies as well. He takes over there in Colorado. We had a situation last night in Pittsburgh as well, where Mr. Jorge Lopez had some history with McCutchen. McCutchen hit a home run last year off of him in their last at bat in the regular season. And let's take a look. You can make what you think for it.
Oh. That was a wild pitch.
Right at the head there with it. We'll kind of play it here as we keep talking about it. But, man, woo, that's a scary spot if you're a hitter. That is, he's lucky to avoid that thing. Lucky to avoid that. And so he ends up getting suspended 3 games for that.
Plus a fine.
Plus a fine for sure. But, man, scary stuff here. Here come the benches. Obviously, nothing's going to happen crazy, right, Edwards? We know that. Nothing's going to happen.
Why even clear the benches at that point? You done waited the whole time. Nobody – this
relief pitchers need to get some sprints in during mid-game.
at that point, it looks fake. It's so late to the party. There's no point to do it. This is the worst thing about fighting in baseball. I love fights in baseball. I love it when the bench is clear for a brawl. I love it. This makes me mad because nothing happens. All you did was waste 5 minutes. And it's the bottom of the 7th, so I can't even use this time to go get another beer anyways.
I'm curious what happens with this, this, they don't play tomorrow, right? New series. So, and in baseball, though, people don't forget, right? There's right, Josh? Like, nobody's forgetting this. So it'll be interesting next time when the Pirates pitchers get a chance. Will they take advantage?
Too bad it's not like old school where you could throw back at the other pitcher.
That would be nice. I think that would be nice where you could actually.
Again, that baseball was better back then, but we're not here to talk about that.
Well, I think that was always part of it, but so that happens last night with it. I think I agree with you. As you get older, right, the classics matter more. We all know that. But McCutchen gets thrown at right there. Come on, don't you know he's fourth and I think he's fourth, right? Maybe third now. Fourth, I believe, in Pirates all-time home run leader. I don't know if he's going to be able to get to Willie Stargell. Still quite a ways off there. He did pass Clemente though recently there with it. So that's our diamond notes. Who's hot? Who's cold? For this week, I got mine on the bottom here. We're mostly. I got the last 7 days here. We talked about Cal. He's been on fire.
I want to see who you have
Jung-Hoo Lee, 8 runs, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, batting .348 for those Giants. He's been a big part. See, a lot of people forget about him because he was healthy in April. The Giants were playing well. He got hurt really early in May, going for a catch, and he was out for the year. So when nobody knows about you, then you get hurt for the year. Kind of a hidden secret there, and he's been awesome. From Korea. There, so you got Cal, got Pete Crow Armstrong as well. Been on fire for the Cubs. Nick Pivetta been awesome for the Padres right now. Trey Turner but Trey Turner struggling just a little bit right now. So 5 for his last 31, only 2 runs. Josh always good for us once in a while to keep Logan's guy on tap here a little bit. Maybe it's another early struggle for Mr. Trey Turner, but he's been a little bit off for sure too. So. Those are some of my who's hot and who's cold for the week. You got a couple other ones there?
Okay, so I had a list of 5 of the hot players. Soderstrom we mentioned as a league leader. Judge we mentioned as a league leader. So that's where I got lost, and I was like, hold on, you forgot one, and I forgot where we were at in the show. My apologies. The name I thought you missed because I was thinking of who was hot. Ben Rice of the New York Yankees. My stats are as of yesterday, so he was 310 average. He was OBP was 431, slugging 690. His OPS was 121. I mean, dude's been on fire for the Yanks. He's just been a part of their offensive boost here, making contributions. And then this old man that I know, he plays first base. He started his career in Arizona, then he was in St. Louis, and now he's with the Yankees. Paul Goldschmidt, I don't know if you've heard of him or remember him. Average 550, OBP 625. He's slugging 800. OPS is 1425. I mean, those are 2 names that were super.
Goldschmidt's been awesome for the Yankees.
And season to date, his WRC plus is 153.
He's been awesome. He's been awesome.
And he's crushing left-handed pitching this season. So he is – the Cardinals had to let him go. It is what it was, or it is what it is. And but he's seeing a resurgence, and he gets to go out on a high note, which is what everybody in St. Louis wanted him to have at the end of his career, was to go out on a higher note, not in the way his last 2 seasons here went. So good for him.
And he gets to go to the Yankees, where what did we say about Aaron Judge? I said, anyways, at least you have one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball in your lineup, which is going to only help you. Our guy Walkoff brought up Munez. He's been awesome. Yeah, he's got. You're right. The Ghost Runners part's always kind of funny to me too, because
I hate the Ghost Runners.
I was for 3 Ghost Runners. I love it. He's been really good for them. And he's helped the Mariners kind of keep their leads here over the time. It's been good for the A's down Miller. And I always like to see him pitch. Whenever he's in the game, I feel a lot better about it as well. So yeah, there's been a lot. Some of the other pitchers over the last. Tanner Scott's been really good as well. Yeah. In some areas too for him. So I feel like he's been good as well in that department. So he's been pretty hot too. But like I said, Pivetta has been really good too. So some good performances there from some of the pitchers. Like I said, Trey Turner been struggling as well from the who's cold perspective. Tanner Houck for the Red Sox would give up, I think it was 11 earned runs in his last start. That's as bad as it gets. 2 1/3, 10 earned run. Well, that's going to be a tough one as well. So that's who I got for who's hot and who's cold this week. Anybody else you want to add, Josh?
I don't have anybody in the cold. I'm sorry, I failed you there. I only had hot players.
Well, it's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
I can tell you who's not cold anymore, because Contreras was cold, and he's not cold anymore.
He wasn't just cold.
Not hot
he was
either.
Ice cold.
He was ice cold. Yeah, you're right. He was iced. He's like lukewarm right now because he's actually hitting, and he's got a home run, and he's got a couple of RBIs now. So he's starting to find it. Also, my guy Victor Scott II has 8 stolen bases on the season already too.
Victor Scott II. Shout out here on 7th Inning Stretch. We love it here, Josh Edwards.
If you're not going to give my young guys credit when you're talking about steals, when this speed demon Cincinnati hasn't even hit double digits yet.
O'Neal Cruz 9. He leads it right now, believe it or not. That surprised me.
It's O'Neal Cruz. That's right. Hold on. Hold on.
You're thinking De La Cruz, obviously.
Yeah, I was thinking De La Cruz is in Cincinnati.
But I was surprised O'Neill Cruz.
Yeah, that's why I got confused there. Hold on. O'Neill Cruz has the lead?
Yes, in Major League Baseball.
Hold on.
When I did my league leaders, Edwards, where were you on that? That's why
I know. I just wasn't. I assumed it was De La Cruz. Cincinnati is all I thought. Hold on. So how many does he have?
He's got 9. He leads Major League Baseball's 9, Mr. O'Neill Cruz.
No.
De La Cruz isn't even on the top, I think, 25.
That's who I'm asking about. De La Cruz.
Yeah, De La Cruz has 4 right now.
Jesus.
So, but that could change easy with the 3-game or something like that. But that's where you got with that as well.
All the guys are cruises.
But they do exactly cruising Cars 3, Cruise. Shout out to we were watching Cars with my family. All right, so daily walk off. You were on with your stuff there at that. We'll get the Cardinals here in just a second to the on here with it. Before I get to it and set that up here, let me get. I had the wrong one on. That's why I went to the wrong one. I had the Cardinals here for you for this one. What do you think with this week's kind of a tricky one? I feel like so. We'll see how you do.
Hold on. All right, hold on.
300 career home runs. Yep, under 300 career home runs and 2,000 at bats. 200 career wins. 200 career wins plus.
Oh, this is gonna be. Ooh, I don't like this one. All right, hold on. Let's see here.
Okay,
well, Pujols goes. Yeah, Troy Glaus stays there. Tommy Pham has to go to the 2,000 plus at bats. Let me see here. Gary Gaetti has to go to the 2,000 plus at bats.
Do you know Kid Nicholas? It's got to be Troy Glaus. He's not with that too.
You don't think Troy Glaus had more than 300 career home runs?
Well, yeah, I know he did. I was thinking with just the Cardinals. You're right. Overall, he did. So, do you know who the other hitter would be out of these kind of guys? Is Jim Cott was a pitcher, right? He was a pitcher.
I'm pretty sure Cott was a pitcher. Burdette was a pitcher.
Billy Hoy, you heard him?
That's one that's tripping me up. Bo Ever, I can't remember either.
Do you want to try that one or no?
Yeah, let's just see where we're at.
All right, so we still got a lot of work to do. I think.
Wow, Gary Gaetti ends up in 300 plus career home runs.
Did he? Man, that would surprise me if he had that many.
Well, these are pitchers.
You're right. Mike James. He's not the point guard from the Heat from the back in the day.
No, I mean, I guess move Kuzawa over there.
Kuzawa. You got to get Hoy out of there. He was on there.
Yeah,
before.
let's try it. Let's just see where we're at.
I think Nicholas. Obviously, Nicholas is going to be wrong. So let's see where that is. Yeah, so you got to move Nicholas. You want to go for James? We got to get him at a different spot, right?
That's Nicholas into the 3.
That's got to be what's it. No?
Nicholas was already over in the 200 career wins, so he can't be there. He's got to either be in the there or he's got to be a hitter.
Try that out.
Yeah, just try it.
All right, this is a tough one this week.
There you go.
There you go. You
that
got
works.
the triple. You got a triple this week. Nice
that
job.
Was tough.
That was a
ouch, man. There's a lot of dudes I didn't know.
Let's try it. Let's try my A's. Should I try my A's, or do you want me to go to a different team?
No, I want you to do your A's. I want to see you struggle a little bit, but you know your team better than I do with mine.
There's a couple names I'm not recognizing. Mr.
I know that one. Ron Gant.
I know Dave Parker's not there. I know that one
Rogers.
for sure. Yep, I know we got to get Gant. I'm going to say he had below 300 home runs, I want to say. John Jaha will keep him there. That's a tough one. Some of these with it. Andrew Chafin, he's definitely under 200 career wins.
Be over there.
Kenny Rogers, I'm going to say he has over 200 career wins. Vita Blue definitely does. Dick Allen. Gosh, I want to say Dick Allen was a hitter, so I'm going to go 300. That's what I'm at. And then I'm going to go Griffin. I think he was a hitter, so I'm going to go there. That's going to be – let's see what that is, too. See, I didn't think Jaha, so Gant there at that. Switch that. Let's switch that. Let's see what that is.
Ooh.
You go there. Let's see if that's right. There we go. We both got triples tonight.
Triples. I'll take that.
No, hey, when you got 3 names out there, it's tough to know that.
That's rough, man. Those are the toughest ones I've seen yet.
That was a tough one
for me.
That was a tough
I
one.
couldn't do the other teams because I don't know the other team's history that well.
There is that part too. You're like, I don't know those ones at all in that. So
usually if I can have if I know 5,
yeah.
I can usually work through the rest of it.
Yeah.
I gotta know 5 of the guys out of the 12.
It's a fun game though. It's a good kind of teaser for your brain to kind of.
I show it to everybody who's a baseball fan that I meet.
And they probably have a hard time with it too at times, huh?
They do. They're like, "Oh, this is tough." I'm like, "Sometimes it is, sometimes it's easy."
Yeah, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's no problem at all. We got it all. All right, MLB trivia. I think Edward, you might. I was thinking Logan was gonna be on tonight, so I was trying to make a little.
I'm not getting it. Let's just roll through.
Let's see what you thought. I'll have to add some to it for you. I think you might know them if I give some clues. All right, so let's get to it. Trivia. I played 14 years from 1996 to 2009, playing outfield and first base most of my career. I played for the Astros, White Sox, and the Angels, finishing my last 2 seasons with Houston. So that was the final part of his thing there at that. Hint number 2, I was a 2-time All-Star, won 3 Gold Gloves as an outfielder. My best season came in 2000 when I led Major League Baseball in the American League with 240 hits and finished 8th at MVP voting.
Go back one.
I'll add I was also a punter for Nebraska football.
That's how. So the Astros were still in the NL at that point. So he was in the White Sox or the Angels when he won his award.
I won a World Series in 2002.
Okay, so he's Angels.
And I was the first overall pick in the 1995 Major League Baseball draft. I'm also the only player in MLB history to have won a Gold Glove as an infielder and outfielder. I'll give you a hint because I know he did play for the Angels, primarily center field. He was the center fielder for that championship team. And he batted left-handed.
Hold on, I'm just running through the roster.
They said 240 hits, so it's not a power hitter, right?
Because it's Mike Scioscia's team.
Yep, not a power hitter. Obviously batted.
Yeah. Who played center field? Troy Gloss was at third. David Eckstein was at short.
Come on, America. Can he get it? A lot on the line here. A lot on the line for Mr. Let's see what he played his first. He played 11 years with the Angels.
Because he came into the Angels, so he was there after Jim Edmonds.
Yep. All right. He was there at the same time.
He took traded. Okay, I was going to say, he took over for Jim Edmonds.
Correct. Like I said,
I know who it is. I can't give you the name.
I thought the Nebraska
I can tell you
thing would help you.
No.
You can't. Darren Erstad is your. You know that name. You know that name. Yep, he is the.
I was like, I know who it is. I know who the player is. I just can't think of the name.
So that's who it is. Daren Erstad. Tonight is our MLB trivia question for it this week. So
that hurts, man. Logan's gonna rub that one in my face.
Logan, let me know when you had it. Let me know when you had it.
He probably got it on the first.
No, there's no way he got it on the first. Come on, Logan.
He got on the second for sure. The second had too much in it, man. I mean, there was just so much there. That's why I was like,
you think he knows the hits?
It was the hits. The hits at 240 because that's a lot of hits in a season.
He was such a pain in the ass as an A's fan. Like he was just that guy. You're like, oh my!
And you played him 19 times a year too.
And he played so hard, and he was a gamer. That's what I remember about Erstad thinking gamer. You know what I mean? Like that was like that's a compliment to any baseball player if you say that way. So that's a big part of it. All right, this one's let's get to our MLB flash.
What a ride! The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
MLB flashback this week.
Am I gonna like this one?
Well, I don't know if you'll like this one or not, but Edwards, it's kind of interesting. You're an umpire with it. You remember the Mr. Madison Bumgarner, correct? Right? You remember him very much.
I love Matt Bo. I hated playing against him. I loved watching him pitch.
Who did he have issues with a lot? Not even a player. Who did he have issues with a lot?
It was the white fat ump.
The umpires he had issues with. He had a lot of, especially.
It was the white fat one that everybody didn't like.
Joe West, right? That's
yes. Joe West.
Here's Mr. Bumgarner.
Is it Joe West back there?
It's not Mr. At his best here. Here we go.
Was it called strike? Or should have been called a strike. That is ball 4. So Jerko gets the third walk by Bumgarner.
Bumgarner let out a yell.
Who's Joe West?
Basketball from Joe West. So these two kind of been some stank guy going at each other all game long.
Well, Joe West is not going back behind the catcher. So what is he doing? He wants to throw
just
him out
just
or what?
get back there, man. Let's just do this.
He's not going to back away from confrontation. It's just not in his makeup.
Which guy are we talking about backing away?
Well, come to think of it, hey,
the voices, man. Take me back.
Both from the same part of the country.
Good stuff right there. I thought that was good. I wanted to share that one. Like that umpire catcher, like right, like you don't get that with the robo umps. You got those little small things, obviously, with the replays affected some of the arguing. But I thought it was 17 seconds of staring at each other there, Mr. Joe West and
I love it.
Gardner. Like I thought that was a great flashback for this week, right? Like there,
Mad Bum had so many of those moments, though, man.
He did. He had a lot.
I mean, he was the ultimate pain, and he was so good. I wish his career would have ended a little bit better, but
North Carolina guy, right? I lived on a ranch type of player. You know, that kind of that feel with it. Total hard ass, right? In every aspect of the way he played and pitched. I remember randomly that I just went. I with no intention at all, just had tickets because of a big event my dad had with firefighter stuff. He was the first. I saw his first career start versus the Padres. I remember it's just something I remember like thinking as we were driving there, like, oh, it's gonna be. I didn't know he didn't throw like overly hard, 91, 92. But like they were playing the Adrian Gonzalez Padres. That's what I remember from it. So he came a long way. Obviously known as one of the best postseason pitchers ever. There's hard to deny that. So he's obviously there, but
gamer.
Him and Joe West, don't have them at dinner together. They'll just be staring for that last piece of chicken at each other. So that'll be an intense battle with it. Right there. Are you gonna take it? You take it, me, you.
I don't think Joe West gives him that opportunity, man. He looks like he's never missed a meal.
Probably not on that side. Josh, good show tonight. Maybe a little shorter than we usually do, but I thought we hit some big topics tonight along the way.
I think short would be the wrong way to frame that. I would say a little more expedited than normal.
Maybe so. I think we hit on the main things along the way. We want to shout out the NL West there with it early on, hit our divisions, hit the power rankings, talked a little Orioles and Reds, went over our league leaders. McCutcheon, look out! Look out. A little who's hot, who's cold. Appreciate
Will there
Eric.
be retaliation down the road? That's the question there.
I think there might be. Eric, daily walk-off. Always appreciate you.
Got us this week, man. You hurt me this week, bro.
Sorry, we got the NBA, MLB. All I know is this: it's Thursday night. Me and Josh are usually talking baseball, so that's
priority on Thursdays.
That's where we're at with it. Sometimes we'll mix it a Wednesday when we have to, but we're usually here with you on a Thursday. We'll be with you all season. We were with you all season last year. We'll be with you this year as well. Keep chiming in. I appreciate all the comments that we get. We been getting consistent views, but we always appreciate more along the way and some subs for our show. We can always use the positive support with it. So appreciate anybody that tunes into the show. And we look forward to getting Logan on here soon. Hopefully we get some other guys jumping on the show as well here soon. But Josh, MLB week 3, we'll get into the weekend here, see where it goes from there. Some big weekend series to look at as well. So we'll kind of see what happens when we visit next Friday. We got D-backs Cubs this weekend. I find to look at your Cardinals versus the Mets this weekend as well. Weren't we just talking Francona and Brandon Hyde from the Orioles and Reds? Well, guess what, Josh? They're meet
playing each other.
So we get that as well, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then kind of a fun series as well. Rangers Dodgers. A little early on series there, though. Be kind of in Texas. Got to see where, like we said, NLAL stuff here. So we'll kind of see where Texas is early on too. So there's some weekend series for you guys to look forward to as well. Me and Josh Edwards will be back with you next week. Josh, have a good week, man. Go Blues. I see it there with you. Go Blues.
Thank you, sir.
Go Warriors.
Hope you have a happy Easter.
you as well. Hope everybody out there has a happy Easter too. So for Josh Edwards, I'm here.
Sorry,
start over. We got Logan here for the show. We gotta start.
You went fast enough. You still got time on the clock.
No, it's all right, Logan. Logan, check the show out with us. Get us on next time with it. I think Josh says you'll have trivia by answer number 1 for me. I think it's going to take you at least 2. So we're going to say it takes you at least 2 to get it this week on it. So, but we did talk your Orioles or Reds. I wanted you to get you on for that, but hopefully you can comment in on that as well with us. Text us. I hope to be with you next week, Logan, with it. Edwards, have a good Easter. All right, sir.
You too, buddy.
All right. We'll talk to you.